So let's look at the first depreciation problem. There are four solved questions and one unsolved question in your book. We will do it one by one, just like loan and lease. तो लोन एंड लीज में हमने लोन रीपेमेंट स्केड्यूल बनाया था एंड ओवर हियर वी आर गोइंग टू डू डेप्रिसिएशन स्केड्यूल. So let's start with the first question. Cost of asset. The initial cost of asset is 2 lakhs. Salvage value. If you had seen the introductory video, you could remember what is salvage value. एक प्रोडक्ट की यूजफुल लाइफ के बाद उसकी जो रीसेल वैल्यू होती है, एस्टिमेटेड रीसेल वैल्यू, दैट इज द salvage value. If you have your mobile phone, you purchased it in say 2010, the life was 5 years. So in 2015 जो आप एक estimated cost से resell करना चाहते हो, that is the salvage value. Say the cost of the mobile phone was 10,000 when you bought and you wanted to resell it for 5,000 after 5 years. That 5,000 is the salvage value of your mobile phone. So similarly, इस product की salvage value is 20,000. Life of asset is 5. तो मतलब 5 साल के बाद 20,000 आप expect कर सकते हो when you are trying to resell it, which is in exchange of the asset. Months in the first year. Again, if you had seen the introductory video, you can understand what does this months in first year mean. When you buy a product, say for example, you are buying it in June. ठीक है? June is the 6th month, right? Exactly middle of the year में आपने खरीदा ये product, ठीक है? तो उस product की जो depreciation उस साल की आप पूरे 12 महीने की तो नहीं करोगे. You will do it only for 6 months, right? So the months in first year indicate how many months के लिए depreciation calculate करना है in the first year, right? So we will calculate depreciation in the two given methods. One is SLN and DB. इस question में we are doing it separately. So first year, again I have mentioned in the video that the number of years that you are going to calculate depreciation will be one more than the life of asset. Why? Because if you are buying a product say in 2020 and the life of the product is 5 years, ठीक है, तो उस प्रोडक्ट मतलब 2025 तक वो प्रोडक्ट चलेगा, है ना? तो उसकी जो रिकॉर्ड है, तो उस प्रोडक्ट की जो रिकॉर्ड है वो 2020 में जाएगा, 21 में जाएगा, 22, 23, 24 एंड 25, है ना? Which makes a total of 6 years, right? If you buy a product in say June 2020, ठीक है, 2020 की रिकॉर्ड में भी जाएगा और उसका लाइफ अगर 5 years है, for the next 5 years, that is till 2025, the depreciation will be calculated. So whatever is the life of the asset, you will find out depreciation for one more than the life of asset, ठीक है? So first year के लिए you can write 1. For the second one, we will use if function. So how do we use the if function for the next year? So for the next year, it is equal to if previous year is less than or equal to the life, which I will fix it. Then you add +1 and go to the next year. Otherwise, you leave a space. I drag it down till this and see what happens. 6 के बाद यहाँ पे space आ गया, right? So you'll go to the next year only if the previous year is less than or equal to the life, ठीक है? अगर life 5 years है तो you'll have to calculate depreciation for 6 years. If life is 10, you'll have to calculate depreciation for 11 years. What will be the opening balance? It is the cost of the asset, right? Amount of depreciation in SLN method. Now again, if you had seen the video, you would remember SLN for first year is different. SLN for last year is different. You include months here. How do you include? Equal to SLN. And you open the bracket, what is it asking for? Cost. I fix this, comma salvage value. I fix this, life. I fix this. In addition to this, I multiply it by the month and I divide it by 12. This is for the first year, right? For the second year, it is just this formula. Cost, I fix it. Salvage value, life, that's it. So I drag this till the second last, and for the last year it will be SLN, cost, fix it. Actually I don't have to fix it because I'm not going to drag it anymore. Salvage, life, close, multiply by 12 minus month divided by 12. इसका explanation वीडियो में दिया है. When for the first year and the last year it would be different. See, obviously because जून 2020 में आपने एक प्रोडक्ट लिया है, 2025 तक चलेगा, तो 2025 भी जून तक ही चलेगा ना. तो यहाँ पे you have to exclude the other months. So you will do 12 minus 6 divided by 12, right? Closing balance is opening balance minus depreciation. You just drag this down. Second year के opening balance will be first year का closing balance. Drag that down to, you got the answer. ठीक है. So SLN में हमने ये बोला fixed depreciation for every year, right? And you have your fixed depreciation for 4 years. For the first and the last, of course, it will differ because the purchase month will vary. Let's find out the depreciation for, depreciation using DB method. So for the first year, you write 1. For the second, if previous year is less than or equal to the life, which I fix it, then you add 1, otherwise leave space, just like loan and lease, right? Opening balance will be the cost of the asset. Depreciation, DB method. DB, cost, I fix it. Salvage value, fix it. Life, fix it. Period is your year, which year you're doing it, you're calculating it for. And I will not fix it because it should be moving to the next row if I drag the formula. Month is this, fix it. I drag it down. It is declining balance method, right? So which means your depreciation amount decrease होते जाता है. If you can see, it has come down to 3000 something, right? So for every year it is larger in the earlier years and it is smaller in the end years. Closing balance is opening minus depreciation. I drag this. Opening balance of second year is closing balance of previous year. I drag this too. Right? Very simple. The only thing that was different was SLN for first year and SLN for last year. SLN for first year mein, it is a simple formula. You just multiply it by months divided by 12. For the last year, you multiply it by 12 minus the month for which you are calculating, the month in the first year divided by 12. If you remember these two, SLN is easy and so is DB method. Right? Let's move on to the next question. Let's start with the second question. We'll do this question and the next question very slowly, step by step. ठीक है? अब इसमें हम क्या कर रहे हैं basically, we are going to automate the sheet wherein months में अगर आप कुछ भी change करो, आपकी sheet automatically update होना चाहिए. Similarly, depreciation method also. It can be either DB or SLN. So again, I go to data validation, and I create a list. The source is either DB or SLN, right? First, let me select DB. ठीक है? Year का तो simple formula है, right? 1. You enter for the second year. It is if your previous year is less than or equal to life, which I will fix it. Then you add 1, otherwise you leave space. Simple. Let's drag this down. My life is 10, so my years will be 11. 10 plus 1, right? Opening balance is the cost, right? Opening balance for the second year is closing balance of the first. Let me drag this and keep it ready. ठीक है? तो second year के लिए E8 होगा, sorry D8. Third year के लिए it is D9, D10 and so on, right? Now let's calculate closing balance also. Opening minus amount, right? I'll drag this also. ठीक है? Amount of depreciation. Listen carefully. I'll just type the formulas here and then you can see. ठीक है? What are we going to do is we are going to automate Excel. ठीक है? एक फॉर्मूला क्रिएट करेंगे, उसको ड्रैग करने पे मेरे को पूरी शीट का सॉल्यूशन आना चाहिए, राइट? सो फर्स्टली फॉर द फर्स्ट ईयर व्हाट डू वी डू? फर्स्ट ईयर डीबी मेथड में तो सिंपल है. डीबी मेथड के लिए हर साल के लिए सेम फॉर्मूला है, लेकिन एसएलएन मेथड के लिए फॉर द फर्स्ट ईयर यू मल्टीप्लाई इट बाय मंथ्स डिवाइडेड बाय 12, राइट? SLN multiplied by for what month you're calculating in the first year divided by 12, and for the last year what do you do? SLN multiplied by 12 minus month in first year divide by 12. So first year और last year में ये फर्क होगा. So what will my formula be? If मेरी method of depreciation, if my method is DB, right, then I apply DB formula, right? If it is not, value if false, then I will apply SLN formula multiplied by whatever is the month divide by 12. This completes my if function. Logical test, value if true, value if false, right? Now I also want to round the function, sorry. So आगे मैं round का formula लगा दूंगी, ठीक है? This is the number and round off to say 0 places. I don't want any digit after the point, right? This is my formula. I have to run this over here. Okay, let's do it. Equal to round, right? If my method is here B5, I fix this. Okay, is equal to DB. Then DB formula लगाऊंगी मैं, right? DB, what is the cost? This salvage value, life of asset, right? Period, my period is the first year, month is this, ठीक है? Close. अगर मेरी value false है तो it is right here, my formula is right here. SLN cost comma salvage value comma life, ठीक है? Multiplied by month divided by 12. Why? Because for the first year you multiply it by month divided by 12, ठीक है? Close bracket, bracket ended for if function, ठीक है? अब ये number और number of digits मांग रहे हैं ना, comma लगाओगे तो number of digits मांग रहे हैं, 0, enter, right? I got my amount of depreciation for the first year. Let's find out for the second year. To calculate the amount of depreciation from year 2 say till the last year, what we do is we have a different formula. So let's split up the formula over here in this area, understand it and then apply it here. Okay? So if you remember in loan and lease we had something called this function. If count of the first cell, say A8 over here, if this is equal to 1, then you move further, right? So why are we using this function? To make sure that this value is numeric. It is not a non-numeric entry, right? So here also let's use that. and of course we'll round up the value, है ना? So this is the starting formula. Next what we do, हमको ये पता करना है ये मेथड db है या SLN, राइट? अगर मेरी मेथड db है तो if my method is db, ठीक है? If it is db, now if it is db, I have 2 or 3 more conditions, ठीक है? What are the conditions? अब this year should be less than or equal to my life value, right? And also जो month है यहाँ पे ये 12 से कम होना चाहिए, ठीक है? ये सब कुछ conditions है for to db. It is not very important, however we will include it. Now when we are including it, see there are 2 or more conditions. So obviously I will use an if function, but जब एक से ज़्यादा लॉजिकल टेस्ट अप्लाई करना है तो आई कैन यूज एन और एन एंड फंक्शन. हियर आई एम यूजिंग और से क्या होगा, आई एम नॉट गिविंग देम एनी पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू लाइक अगर ये ट्रू है तो ये करो, फॉल्स है तो ये करो, ये नहीं बोल रही मैं. आई जस्ट वॉन्ट एक्सेल टू टेल मी वेदर माई कंडीशन इज ट्रू और फॉल्स. बाकी सब मैं इफ से कर लूँगी. आई जस्ट वॉन्ट टू नो वेदर इट इज ट्रू और नॉट. So what is the first condition that I'll give? My month should be less than 12. And what is the second condition that I give? My years should be less than or equal to the life of the asset. ठीक है? इतना हो गया. I close this bracket for my or condition. ठीक है? अब next, अब देखो ये वाला if function अभी खत्म हो गया. ठीक है? If और लगा दिया हमने, अब value if true, value if false लगाएंगे. Let me write it here. So what would be, अगर value true है तो I will apply the db function, cost, salvage, life, period and month. ठीक है? value if false है, मतलब अगर यहाँ पे false आया तो my answer should be 0. ठीक है? ये वाला if function तो खत्म हो गया. अब next step क्या है? comma to complete this if function, right? So अगर db नहीं है तो SLN होगा. अब SLN के लिए भी अलग कंडीशन है मेरे पास. क्या कंडीशन? ये जो सेल है हमारा A9, ठीक है? यहाँ पे भी should be A9 only. If my A9 cell is less than or equal to life, ठीक है? मतलब 10th तक है, 10th ईयर तक आपको क्या फॉर्मूला लगाना है? 10th तक है मतलब 10th ईयर तक आपको सिर्फ यही वाला फॉर्मूला लगाना है, कॉस्ट, सैलवेज एंड लाइफ. ठीक है? 10th के बाद क्या मतलब द लास्ट ईयर के लिए क्या फॉर्मूला लगाना है? कॉस्ट, सैलवेज, लाइफ multiplied by 12 minus month divided by 12, right? So I close this if function, and this if function actually started with a round function, right? तो comma लगा के 0 डाल देंगे, close the round function. Now this ये वाला if function को खत्म करना है, तो अगर count 1 है, न्यूमेरिक वैल्यू है, तो हम ये सब करेंगे, नहीं है तो स्पेस छोड़ देंगे, राइट? Let's go through it once again. एक second. Let me highlight this. This is already over. ठीक है? अब ये depreciation के लिए क्या? If count of the first cell is equal to 1 and then round. ये सब स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्मूलाज है, ये हर फंक्शन में हम लगा रहे हैं. ठीक है? सॉरी, ये स्टैंडर्ड फंक्शंस है, हर फॉर्मूला में हम ये लगा रहे हैं. ठीक है? नाउ अगर मेरी मेथड db है तो क्या करना चाहिए? db है तो इसके साथ आई एम ऑल्सो इंक्लूडिंग अ नेस्टिंग फंक्शन विच इज और. ठीक है? व्हाट आई एम सेइंग इज माई मंथ शुड बी लेस देन, दिस मंथ शुड बी लेस देन 12 एंड माई ईयर्स ओवर हियर शुड बी लेस देन और इक्वल टू द लाइफ. ठीक है? अगर ये ट्रू है तो dB कैलकुलेट करो, नहीं है तो 0 डाल दो, ठीक है। Now I'm going to the next condition which is for ये वाला, अगर मेथड dB नहीं है तो SLN करना है, लेकिन SLN में मेरे पास दो कंडीशंस और है ना। What is the condition? 10th year तक it is simple SLN formula, but for the 11th year you are including 12 minus month by 12. So that is why I write if A9 is less than or equal to life, then normal SLN formula, नहीं तो 12 minus month divided by 12, ठीक है। Now this सिर्फ यहाँ पे ये और फंक्शन का काम हमको अभी समझ नहीं आएगा, लेकिन once you run the formula, go to evaluate formula in the formula tab and then let's see how this function works. So let me run this formula here. If, ठीक है, count of this cell A9 is equal to 1, then what do? You round off the function, ठीक है। उसके साथ साथ अगर मेरी मेथड, this method is equal to, I'll fix this cell, अगर this method is equal to dv, then you perform this function, ठीक है, another if function, and I am including another logical test. देखो जैसे मैंने और ओपन किया, यहाँ पे लॉजिकल 1 लॉजिकल 2 मांग रहे हैं, यहाँ पे वैल्यू इफ ट्रू वैल्यू इफ फॉल्स नहीं मांग रहे हैं, ठीक है। माई मंथ, दिस वन आई फिक्स इट, शुड बी लेस देन 12, कॉमा माई ईयर, जिस पीरियड के लिए मैं कैलकुलेट कर रही हूँ, दैट शुड बी लेस देन और इक्वल टू द लाइफ ऑफ द एसेट, आई फिक्स दिस टू, आई क्लोज ब्रैकेट, ठीक है, कॉमा वैल्यू इफ ट्रू, डीबी कैलकुलेट करेंगे, कॉस्ट I fix it, comma salvage value, I fix it, comma life, I fix it, comma period, जिस साल के लिए आप find out करना चाहते हो, I will not fix it, and month, I fix this, close, value if false, 0. The only good thing about if functions or any functions to that matter in Excel is जैसे आप कॉमा डालोगे यहाँ पे वो बता देगा कि आप कौन सी फंक्शन में हो, नेक्स्ट वैल्यू आपको आप किस चीज़ के लिए डालना चाहिए, राइट। Now I close this also, my if function is over, right, कॉमा यहाँ पे वैल्यू इफ फॉल्स मांग रहे हैं, मतलब अगर डीबी मेथड है, सॉरी डीबी मेथड नहीं है तो क्या करना चाहिए, एक और इफ लगा दो, my this cell should be less than or equal to the life, I fix it, कॉमा अगर लेस देन और इक्वल टू है तो SLN लगा दो, कॉस्ट फिक्स इट, salvage fix it, life fix it, close, value if false, again SLN, cost fix it, salvage fix it, life fix it, close bracket, multiplied by 12 minus month, fix it, close, divided by 12, close bracket, ठीक है, comma, we started with a round function, तो round के लिए 0 लगा दिया, yes, close, I think we've missed one bracket somewhere, ठीक है, comma 0 for my round function, एंड देन कॉमा, ये वाला काउंट वाला कंडीशन के लिए स्पेस, right? Enter, I got my value. If I drag it down, I get it for everything else. This was our DV method, इसीलिए my depreciation amount has been decreasing. Let's see the output for SLN. I got my output, so my answer is right. If you could see, the first year it is one amount, and for the last years देखो क्या है. Sorry, it is the same throughout, right? And for the last year it is 0 because 12 minus 12 divided by 12, 0, right? So that is SLN method. Now question number 2 and 3 and even any other depreciation problems में ऐसे ही formulas हमको apply करना होगा. You have to, the easy way to remember them is split it and then remember it. ठीक है. The tricky part is if में हम सिर्फ value if true, value if false डाल देंगे तो हमको easily we can remember it. But when you include or and and functions, it is difficult to remember it, and also you won't know what to apply where. For example, in this question we were using month and year. Maybe in another question you will use and function and you will use only one and you'll use only month, or you'll use only year. So it depends on what the question is asking for. And यहाँ पे हमको method नहीं बताया, we are just generalizing the sheet, इसीलिए we included both. If the method is given, we need not include both, like in the next question which we will be doing, right? So try to learn the formulas this way by splitting it up, and then maybe you can understand better. So let's do question 3 now. Before we move on to the next problem, let's understand how this formula is actually worked. I'm going to my formulas tab. Under formula auditing, I'm going to evaluate formula. Okay? Let's evaluate this formula step by step. First, I'm clicking on evaluate. तुम लोग ध्यान से just see on what is happening. Okay? I just keep pressing evaluate. Evaluate किया. 1 is equal to 1. आगे move on कर रहे हैं हम. My method is db. ठीक है? So I'm moving to the next. B5, which is my depreciation method, is equal to dv आना चाहिए अब, right? Next, this B4 is my months. It should be less than 12. And my A9, the period for which we are calculating, should be less than or equal to asset. ये false है. और 2 is less than 10. Second period के लिए calculate कर रहे हैं हम. Life is 10. So this is true, right? Two logical tests, one is false, the other one is true. So the entire thing is true. Next, what is happening? Cost, ये सब substitute हो रहे हैं. ठीक है? TV is getting calculated. हुआ आंसर आ गया मेरे पास. Next, it is false. SLN तो है ही नहीं, इसीलिए सीधा 0 आ गया, right? Now let me change this method to SLN and see what happens. Again, formulas, evaluate formula. I keep my cursor where the formula has been applied and then evaluate formula. Count unequal to 1, it is true. Method is SLN, it is not DB. So सीधा हम इस पे आएंगे. देखो, we came to the next one because the true statement is not applicable. The false statement says that if year is less than or equal to life, it is, then I'm performing this. Otherwise, I will perform 12 minus month divided by 12. Right? 0. I got my answer. So if you don't understand how any formula is working, irrespective of the topic, you can go to evaluate formula and check it. Even if you click on the function library over here, it will tell you exactly how you've formulated this formula, and it will ask you कि और क्या क्या चाहिए. ठीक है? So you have 2-3 methods to find out whether your formula is right or not. Question 3 में they are asking us to find out the depreciation both in DB method and SLN method अलग अलग. ठीक है? They are also, I'm reading from the book. they are also telling us to find the total depreciation. हर method में total depreciation क्या मतलब which means in the last row over here यहाँ पे पीरियड वाले कॉलम में लास्ट रो में आई नीड टोटल राइट द वर्ड टोटल डीवी मेथड की जो लास्ट रो है वहाँ पे आई नीड द टोटल डेप्रिसिएशन द कंपनी हैज गॉट नॉट द कंपनी फॉर द प्रोडक्ट थ्रू डीवी मेथड एंड एसएलएन मेथड की लास्ट रो में आई वांट द टोटल डेप्रिसिएशन थ्रू एसएलएन मेथड राइट सो हाउ डू वी कैलकुलेट दिस फर्स्ट यहाँ पे of course this is all through data validation, this I don't want to repeat. पीरियड में देखो फर्स्ट में तो 1 लिख रहे हैं ठीक है सेकेंड में क्या लिखेंगे इफ द प्रीवियस सेल राइट इज लेस देन यहाँ पे आई एम गोइंग टू से लाइफ प्लस 1 ठीक है वाई आई एम डूइंग दिस आई जस्ट लेट यू नो इन अ वाइल ठीक है अगर लाइफ प्लस 1 है तो ठीक है यू ऐड दिस प्लस 1 एंड यू गो टू द नेक्स्ट फॉल्स है तो यहाँ पे दो कंडीशन है ठीक है दिस इज स्ट्रिक्टली लेस देन राइट आई एम गोइंग टू से इफ इट इज इक्वल टू लाइफ प्लस 1 व्हाट डू यू डू अगर इक्वल टू लाइफ प्लस 1 है फिर यू टाइप द वर्ड टोटल अदरवाइज यू लीव अ स्पेस आई एम टेलिंग दिस ठीक है see I am typing in A9 the next row and I am giving the condition for the previous cell right I am saying अगर ये वाली cell life plus 1 है उससे कम है तो सॉरी लाइफ प्लस 1 से कम है तो आप एक ऐड कर दो नहीं है तो एक और कंडीशन है अगर इक्वल है तो आप टोटल लिखो नहीं तो स्पेस छोड़ दो ठीक है I enter it I drag it till here and see what happens drag one more total आ गया right so what I am simply saying is if this cell is less than strictly less than 9 8 years of life plus 1 9 then you add 1 if it is equal to 9 then in the next cell I want total ठीक है otherwise space if I drag this down see कुछ भी नहीं आएगा है ना now let's go and find out our depreciation through DV method for the first year I will calculate it very simply round dB my cost salvage value life period is this and my period is this and my month will be this ठीक है close comma 0 finish the round function enter similarly my SLN function is also same round SLN cost salvage value life multiplied by month divided by 12 this is how I calculate SLN for the first year right comma digits is 0 enter ठीक है अब सेकेंड ईयर ऑनवर्ड्स कैसे कैलकुलेट करते हैं वी विल ब्रेक द फंक्शन हियर जस्ट लाइक हाउ वी डिड फॉर द प्रीवियस वन ठीक है पहले क्या करेंगे इफ यहाँ पे आई एम गिविंग 2 or 3 लॉजिकल स्टेटमेंट्स टुगेदर सो लेट मी अप्लाई और ठीक है व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट कंडीशन दैट आई एम सेइंग my this cell A9 that should be less than or equal to my life है ना इसके साथ साथ मैं और लॉजिकल फंक्शंस दे रही हूँ what am I saying my A9 should also be equal to life plus 1 why am I saying this because अगर ये true है तो मैं total calculate करूँगी ठीक है life plus 1 if this comes out to be true then I will get my sum over here okay that is why I am giving this function comma my month should be less than 12 right I close the AND function I close the OR function कॉमा वैल्यू इफ ट्रू है तो क्या करना चाहिए, राउंड करके डीबी वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करना है, सॉरी डेप्रिसिएशन थ्रू डीबी फाइंड आउट करना है, ठीक है। कॉस्ट सैल्वेज लाइफ पीरियड मंथ, ठीक है। सिंस आई हैव अप्लाइड राउंड कॉमा 0 क्लोज इट। अब वैल्यू ट्रू सॉरी फॉल्स है तो सी दिस इज द वैल्यू ट्रू, तो वैल्यू फॉल्स के लिए आई एम अप्लाइंग अनदर फंक्शन एंड सेइंग अगर a9 इज इक्वल टू लाइफ प्लस 1 क्या करना चाहिए, और आई कैन सिंपली से इट इज इक्वल टू टोटल, ठीक है। फिर क्या करना चाहिए, सम फाइंड आउट करने है ना। इफ नन ऑफ दिस होल्ड्स ट्रू then you leave a space and do nothing, right? I close the main if function. This is my formula to calculate dB. I'll go through this again, ठीक है। क्या कर रहे हैं हम, सबसे पहले एक कंडीशन दे रहे हैं if, ठीक है। if और मतलब you're giving 2 or 3 logical tests and you're simply finding out whether it is true or not, right? So सबसे पहले what I'm saying is my A9 जिस पीरियड के लिए आप कैलकुलेट कर रहे हो उस पीरियड की वैल्यू लाइफ ऑफ द एसेट से कम होना चाहिए या फिर इक्वल होना चाहिए, ठीक है। एंड उसके साथ साथ क्या क्या लॉजिकल फंक्शंस दे रहे हो, A9 should also be equal to life plus 1, ठीक है। एंड my month should be less than 12, strictly less than 12, right? You close bracket for and, you close bracket for or. नेक्स्ट अगर ये कंडीशन ट्रू है तो आप डीबी वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करोगे, फॉल्स है तो टोटल फाइंड आउट करोगे, ठीक है। लेट्स रन दिस फंक्शन हियर, इक्वल टू इफ और a9 is less than or equal to my life and I fix it, comma, and a9 is equal to open bracket life fix it plus 1 close comma the month in the first year fixing it strictly less than 12, close it, close comma value if true round dB cost salvage value life of the asset comma period, I don't fix this, month fix it. Since I've applied round function comma 0 close bracket comma value if false if my a9 is equal to total, then I find out the sum of what, previous number, ठीक है, colon this. Why I'm doing this is because the first number I will fix it, ठीक है। जो ये वाला टर्म है इसको मैं फिक्स कर दूंगी, स्टार्टिंग नंबर तो यही है लेकिन लास्ट नंबर व्हेन यू रीच हियर इट विल कीप मूविंग, ठीक है। So one is absolute referencing, the other one is relative because it should keep moving for every row. Comma value if false, just leave a space, close, enter. I drag this down, right? I got my answer. अब SLN का सॉल्व करते हैं. So let's write the formula over here. If my cell A9, right? If this is less than or equal to life of the asset, then what you do? You calculate SLN का normal formula, right? Cost, salvage, and life. ठीक है, अगर if A9 is equal to life plus 1, then what you do? Then I calculate my SLN, cost, salvage, life, and उससे I multiply 12 minus the month divided by 12, right? If this is not true, if this is false, then I have another condition. What is that condition? If A9 is equal to total, then I calculate the sum, right? If this is not true, then I simply leave space and complete the formula, right? SLN is much simpler than DB method. Let's go through the formula once again. अगर मेरी सेल A9 लाइफ ऑफ द एसेट से लेस देन और इक्वल टू है तो SLN नॉर्मल मेथड से कैलकुलेट करेंगे, राइट? If it is equal to life plus 1, then you multiply it by, which means the last year के लिए you multiply by 12 minus month divided by 12, ठीक है? If it is equal to the word total, then you calculate the sum, right? Let's run it. Equal to if A9 is less than or equal to life of the asset, I fix it. Then you calculate SLN, cost, salvage, life. ठीक है, फॉल्स है तो अब मेरे पास दो और कंडीशन है. व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट कंडीशन? इफ AN is equal to life of the asset plus 1, which means it is the last year, then you calculate SLN, cost plus salvage and life multiplied by 12 minus month divided by 12, right? If it is false, I have another condition. अगर this cell is equal to the word total, then you calculate sum of what? Previous colon ये अपने आप आ जाती है. You go to the formula bar and you fix the first cell, right? First value हमेशा same होगा, the next value will keep moving, right? If it is false, you just leave a space, close brackets, one more, and then you just drag it over, right? I got my total as well as my depreciation through both the methods. That is it with question 3. Let's move to question 4. Now listen, if these formulas are confusing at any point, just try using manual calculation से simple DV और SLN formula से try करके देखो, ठीक है? If this is very confusing, I would suggest you try both the methods. This formula once you keep using, memorize तो हो जाती है, ठीक है? अगर नहीं हुआ, it is very confusing, then manually calculate करो using DB and SLN formulas, right?